Welcome everyone to the last week of the CRL5 season, the finale. Let's take a look at the track. This is almost the exact same track we've seen in the CRL4 finale. Obviously, it's a little bit earlier in the day, but still, this is going to be an amazing track. So we are here in the finale. We're going to start off with the All-Star game first. Let's take a look at our lineups. This season, it's going to be teams of 15. So here are our lineups. It's in alphabetical order of these teams of 15. So the first team to 8 points wins. Obviously, it could be a little less if we DNF. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is insane. So it's going to be the Northern Conference in lane 2 and the Southern Conference in lane 4. So we're going to start real quick with Ace versus Beetle. Ace is coming from Tom Zio's team, and Beetle is coming from Abby's team. Let's see how they go. They're off, and that's going to be Ace. I mean, just straight through. That is 1 point for the Northern Conference. Next up is Blanco versus Black Yoshi. Blanco coming from Ashland. Black Yoshi coming from Ben Cressman. Blanco's in the lead, and that's going to go to Black Yoshi, though. Blanco tumbles over the finish line, and Black Yoshi claims points. So it's all tied up here now. Clockwork versus Bubble. Clockwork coming from Melissa, and Grant. Bubble coming from Grant. Both these teams suffered a loss in that conference championship. Clockwork just annihilates Bubble. Almost loses it, though. Bubble could have easily thrown Clockwork off there, but that's going to go to the Northern Conference. So it's 2-1 Northern Conference. Converse versus Circuit. Converse coming from Peyton. Circuit coming from Luke. And that's going to go to Converse, just barely beating out Circuit there. Next up is going to be Dragonfly versus Emu. Dragonfly from Isaac, and another one coming from Luke with Emu. They're off. Dragonfly has the lead. Emu just kind of fuddles out there, and Dragonfly takes the finish line right off, and that is going to be another point for the Northern Conference. It is 3-1 Northern Conference here. Falcon versus Flamebit. Falcon coming from Tom Zio. Flamebit coming from Connor, and they both DNF, so it is still 3-1 to the Northern Conference. Next up is going to be Han Solo versus Laser. Han Solo coming from Alex. Laser coming from Brendan. They're off. Laser has the lead. Han Solo claims it back. Laser is barely able to get it. That's going to count. I think that's Laser's point, honestly. I don't know how they're counting it there. I mean, obviously you guys will see it. But I think that's going to be 3-2. Still the Northern Conference. And Manta, or wait, no. I guess they called that for the Northern Conference. So 4-1 Northern Conference. I mean, I guess. They're off now. Poltergeist versus Nickel, and that's going to be Poltergeist. So another point for the Northern Conference. Northern Conference is going crazy against this team. Rex versus Porto. Rex racing for Ben Roth. Porto racing for Connor. They are off, and that's going to go to no one. Porto had it, and he just threw it all away. Just threw it all away. So next up is Statue versus Rosalina. This is going to be Ashlyn versus Emily here. Rosalina has the lead. Statue just annihilates Rosalina. Rosalina head fell off on the turn, and Statue's going to claim it for himself. So the Northern Conference claims victory. It looks like it was about a 7-2 victory, 7-1, I think. So yeah, I mean, all right. We are now on to the finals. So we have Team Landon versus Team Micah. We have Scoville, Shark, Cocoa Puffs, Induction, and Mustang versus Magnum, Sahara, Mock, Wario, and Afterlife. So it's going to be a pretty good matchup here, guys. So let's take it right up to the top. So we are here now. Scoville versus Magnum in the biggest race of the season, the CRL5 finals. Scoville versus Magnum here. Lana in lane 2, Micah in lane 4, and they are off. There they go. Magnum has the lead. Scoville's taking it, but Magnum's going off, and that's going to go to Micah. It is 1-0 Micah scoring the first point here in this finals matchup. Next up is Shark versus Sahara. Let's see how they do. Shark in lane 2, Sahara in lane 4. They are off. Sahara has a lead. Shark claims it back. Shark is going, but Sahara takes another lead. But he hits the blue before he flies off the track. It is 2-0 Micah, and Micah could run away with it. It is looking eerily similar to that CRL2 finals right now. Landon is struggling here. Cocoa Puffs versus Mock. Cocoa Puffs, season on the line here. You need to win this. Mock is ahead, but Cocoa Puffs draws ahead all that needs to do, and he does it. It is 2-1 Micah now. Can Landon rally back here? I mean, he needs to score 2 consecutive points here now. It's looking rough. Induction versus Wario. This is Micah's sneaky 4th. But let's see if he's a match. Induction versus Wario. Wario has the lead. Induction pulls ahead, though. Induction's going. Wario does not have enough, and Induction is going to tie things up. So it is 2-2, and we are here. One last point. Obviously, they could tie, but let's ignore that. One last point here. 2 cars left. Afterlife versus Mustang. Mustang has proved so clutch throughout this season. Afterlife is the only reason Mike is here. Both these cars are very reliable, but it's going to come down to one of them. One of these teams' seasons is going to end in heartbreak, and the other one is going to end in triumph. Both these teams have come so far. Both these teams have done so much, and it all comes down to this. Mustang versus Afterlife for the CRL5 championship. They're off. Afterlife takes the lead. Mustang's pulling ahead. Mustang's going. Afterlife catches up, and Afterlife sends Mustang. Micah Belovich, you are the CRL5 champion. Oh my gosh. Micah goes 4-0 in his playoff debut and sends Landon packing. Mustang just gets bobbled in the end there. Afterlife denies him. He had the lead. Afterlife catches up and sends Mustang off. That is such a sad ending for Mustang. That is a shame. But Micah Belovich, you are the CRL5 champion. And just like that, Landon is 0-2 in the finals, and he has a lot to reflect on. He went from hero to 0 there. That is devastating. Oh my gosh. I mean, he came so far, fought so hard, all for just nothing. I mean, obviously something, but nothing. The worst feeling in the world when you come so far and you've done so hard. I don't know, but it's just like, it's an indescribable feeling. I know how it feels losing to Lane in the finals, obviously, but this was such higher stakes. I mean, he's lost once now. He's coming to claim his victory, but he just couldn't do it. And that is a shame. That is a shame. But Micah, you are now a CRL5 champion, and you will go down in history as the only team to be undefeated in the playoffs. Obviously, if you make the playoffs next season, might not be. But Micah, you are a CRL5 champion, and no one can take that away from you now. Not even Mustang. And Landon, you're going to have to make the finals a 3rd time if you want a chance at glory. And I'm sorry, but that's going to be rough. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for everyone who's watched, and I'm sorry to all those who didn't get what they wanted, obviously. CRL is a rough and hard thing to win. Obviously, as you see there, Landon's 0-2 in the finals, and sometimes you just lose it to a team in their first playoff appearance and the number 5 seed at most. This has been such an incredible season. I did not expect any of this. Same thing as last season. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. And for the last time, have a great night. I'll see you all in CRL 6.